Jakey fam.
Welcome back to our channel.
Welcome back.
We're back with another video.
Yes.
And we're so excited because in this month, the month of March, we are talking all things women.
Yeah.
Why? Because it's International Women's Day on the 8th, is it?
8th of March.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're going to be celebrating, talking all things women. We might be interviewing Anna to find out how she's navigated her career. We'll have conversations about how husbands can support their wives and all that good stuff. But in this video, we are going to be talking about the struggle of the modern day woman.
Yes.
See, the thing is,
I'm ready.
I struggle to comprehend some of the struggles that modern day women have, if I'm being honest. And Anna has taken me through a journey of education to equip me so that I'm able to empathize, understand, support, encourage, and go on the journey with her as she navigates her career as a young black woman.
Yes. And in this video, we really want to call out the struggles because I know not every family is structured in this way. There are some women who choose to stay at home and are committed to their family, and that's the priorities that they've agreed upon within their household.
Yeah.
But for a lot of women, they've made a different decision that yes, our family is number one and the most important. However, we're going to progress our careers. We're going to work outside of the household, all for the purpose of the household. So actually, that presents a whole host of different challenges that we really want to draw upon in this video, talk about how difficult that is so that it can give people perspective, particularly our men perspective. There are challenges and struggles that we face as working women that we just need to bring to light in this video. So
I might be quite quiet in this video. Still learning.
No, we need your perspective. We need your perspective. So let's get into the video. Let's talk about the struggles that the modern day woman who is working outside of the household faces. Contending with societal's gender roles. This is a big one.
If I think about when we first started in our marriage and, you know, I came in with some, what would we call it?
Expectations?
Not expectations.
Traditional?
No, the right word is assumptions.
Oh, assumptions. Okay.
I came in with a few assumptions based on my household.
Yeah,
my upbringing. I extrapolated that into my marriage.
Yep.
So I come from a household where my father worked, my mom stayed at home. There was dinner.
Always dinner, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, whatever he wanted was to his pleasure. Yeah. But his upbringing was completely different to my upbringing.
Yeah, we had to climatize and realign expectations and, you know, correct assumption and hypotheses that were incorrect. We had to just deal with that. Yeah. We just basically had to throw it all away and start again and say, okay, what does it actually look like for us in our relationship? Yeah. What can we actually do? Does it matter the gender role to do a certain task, or does it matter who has capacity, who is available, who is able, who's the best person to do the job? Yeah. And that's basically how we tend to treat things.
Yeah, and that's what part of the reason why we actually fell for each other, because we were very aligned in our views of how to run a household. We weren't very much set on traditional gender roles, but actually that like we're both going to do whatever it takes for our particular household to function.
But even I would say that you felt like sometimes
the pressure.
The pressure. And I just see Anna in the kitchen just doing things, feeling pressure. She's tired. I'm like, babe,
I think one day in our first year, I just collapsed on all the laundry, and I was just like, I'm so tired. I'm just so tired. 'Cause I think I just worked a full day of work. Yeah. I came home. I was there trying to cook quickly so that you could have dinner. I was trying to do the laundry as well.
To do the most.
I was doing the absolute most. And this was not a pressure that he put on me. Like, let's be clear, he did not expect it. He was not saying, "Where's my dinner?" when he got home. But I put pressure on myself because I was the woman, and because the pressure my family and his family
because
and maybe
in the lead up to our marriage, Anna was telling me stories about how her mum would say, you know, in order to keep a good man, you need to do this, you need to do, and then aunties will come and add their 2 pence about how they cater for their husband, blah blah blah.
When you think about the modern woman who is working full time and trying to navigate all of these household responsibilities, the pressure is real.
I just think that it's really important for us to not look too closely to other people's relationships or past traditions, that we should really consider what are we dealing with and how should we navigate our household and have that conversation, agree and keep moving.
Yep, 100%. Okay, so we just want to preface this point by saying that in the last 2 years, a lot has changed for us. in this subject area.
Because of our son.
Because we now have a child. I think before that, we were going hard with our careers and, you know, we took the time out. We had 5 years without our child. And we were able to really
plus
push
the
our
years
career.
before we got together as well.
Well,
we got married.
Yeah. So we had a hot solid 7 years of really going hard with our careers, not really having to think about anything else. If we need to get a takeaway, it's like, okay, whatever, the household responsibilities can fall back. But now that we've got our son, it really, I don't know, magnifies the challenge differences. So for women.
There's a dynamic between a husband and a wife.
Yeah.
But then there's a huge dynamic between a mother and a father. So I think that's what we're really trying to shed light to. The differences between the mother and the father and the experience. Because I have seen firsthand that yes, there has been a lot of struggle for me. But compared to Anna and what she's experienced, there is more struggle that I would admit. That
wow, we are finally here.
Yeah,
you can finally see the differences.
I can see, and then I can empathize with those things.
Yeah. So. Okay, so the big one is just navigating and choosing between your two babies. Like, you're very passionate about your career, you want to progress that, but you also want to have children. And I remember that being a very serious conversation that I brought up to Gabes very early in our relationship.
The day after I asked her out. If you know Anna, you know she's very intentional, and you know that she's quite strategic to some extent, okay? So Anna was talking about, Gabes, timing is very important. I want to have children, but not too soon, to the point where I'm climbing up my career and have to stop working and then having to basically try to reclimb the ladder. But I don't want to wait too long where, you know, fertility might start to be an issue at that point in time. So for us, because we had our youth on our side and we got married at 25, 24, Anna was saying, okay, let's give ourselves 5 years. Let's go in with our careers for 5 years. And then we'll think about having children at that.
And it's just a thought process that, as a woman, you're just constantly thinking about. So even though we had this great 5-year plan, we had the benefit of being young, at the back of your mind, you're still thinking, oh my gosh, have we made the right decision? Should we be having children now? Am I right in progressing my career and focusing solely on that? What if the time comes and it becomes a challenge? You know, all of these thoughts that are creeping up in your mind. And actually the pressure from society, from family, who are like, look, you've been married, the purpose of marriage is to procreate, so where are my grandchildren?
Our parents, where's our grandchild? Where's our grandchild?
Yeah, so it's a really difficult challenge, and we'll talk about in the next video how Gabes was really helpful in supporting my mindset throughout that process and reminding us of the plan and shielding family members from us. But
because most of the time, in terms of family members, they would never come and say it to me. They'll always Anna and her asking. And I'm also thinking about, even now that we're having our second child, and Anna is now an account director, and she's at a lot more of a senior position. The thought process is still going on with, okay, I'm about to have a child, I'm going on maternity leave, how much time should I take? Should I take a year? How will my team cope? There's all these different factors that Anna is thinking about and having to process, because she's passionate about her career, but she's also passionate about having children. And navigating through that could actually cause a lot of anxiety when being a working mother. Men have the same struggle, but we probably think about it just from a place of provision. We don't really think about how will it impact our career, because we don't take a significant amount of time off for it to impact our career per se. But we probably just think about provision. But we don't actually have to think about day to day of how does this actually impact my career.
Another struggle for the modern working day mother is working while pregnant. Oh my goodness. I know there's a lot of discussion about this in like women forums, because it is serious. Like, if we even just start from the first trimester, where that is the time where most women are just extremely sick, nauseous, tired.
That's your experience.
Everything's going on.
You're really sick during the first trimester.
Very, very sick. And you think about navigating the workspace during that time as well, whilst your employer not knowing that you are pregnant, because you think it's too early to tell them. So you're in this awkward stage where you're trying to hide your symptoms, you're trying to act like you've got it all together, when really you're having a battle on the inside. It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah, or even you getting really tired. So Anna's working, feeling like she needs to have a nap. Fortunately, she works from home, so she's sometimes she's able to have a nap at lunchtime. But imagine some of the women who actually don't have that privilege of actually, working from home and have to travel into the office, it makes it a lot more difficult for them.
Yeah.
But what some organizations, I think mine does, they have beds for men who are pregnant to be able to go and rest and lie down for a period of time during the working day. But not every organization has those things.
Yeah, and it's not even just the first trimester, it's the second and the third. You're growing life, and you're also, wanting to just do what your body is telling you to do, but then you have other priorities in the workplace because you are paid to do a specific job. And you have the desire to do that, but your body is just telling you something completely different. So that's a real challenge in those 9 months where you're trying to navigate that pregnancy. And then outside of the workplace, you're also, if you've already got a child, which we're experiencing for the first time, navigating a toddler in the evening whilst also pregnant.
Who doesn't care that you're pregnant?
Honestly, I'm telling Jeremiah, look, there's a baby. Be gentle, be careful. He still wants to throw the pillows at me. He still wants me to get involved in everything that he's doing.
Jumps off the sofa,
still wants
fly kicks the belly.
Wake me up if I'm in the middle of a nap. So it is just really tough for this type of woman, because now we also have to add our career to the table in terms of something that we're thinking about navigating through while pregnant. And it's really important that our partners are able to encourage and support us throughout that journey.
And also, we made the decision to, when we were going to have children, to be in a company where Anna could get support from her employers. Previously, she used to like working in startups and, getting her hands dirty. But in those startups, their policies wouldn't be good to support families. So when she was getting, close to the point where we actually wanted to have children, we started thinking a lot more about what does a company's policy offer for maternity leave? What support do they give to mothers? And we just basically found Anna in a more established organization later on in her career so that she could benefit from those policies.
And another struggle of the modern working mother is shouldering the majority of the parenting responsibilities. Not necessarily through lack of effort from our partners, because we all know, Gabes is the most proactive guy.
Not the most proactive.
You are. You're very proactive. No complaints there, my love.
Look, the real issue is my son. He is the issue. My son has, I've been trying to foster our relationship, and we have good moments, but there are times when he doesn't want me and he only wants his mother. When he's hungry, when he's thirsty, when he's frustrated, when he's, I don't know, whatever mood that he's in, that is not the standard Jeremiah that I know, he wants his mother. So when he kicks off, he wants his mother. So unfortunately, that has meant that Anna, tends to have to step in from time to time to be able to support a toddler that is kicking off.
Yeah, and it's nothing to do with effort. That's the big thing that we need to acknowledge. Gabe spent 6 months off work. He took 6 months paternity leave, looking after our son, being the primary caregiver. And even that in itself did not enable Jeremiah to want him or desire him more. And that's because of science. Let's be real. I birthed him. I had him in my stomach for 9 months. And I breastfed him for 16 months. The reality is, I'm the primary nurturer.
There's something that they call the hidden load that women carry as well, where there's a lot of anticipating the next thing. There's a lot of planning for, and generally speaking, Anna does think about those things a lot more. Anna does think about, what does Jeremiah need in next month? What does he need in 2 months? What does he need in 3 months? And is trying to plan for it.
Yeah, and even the day-to-day, what is he going to eat tonight? Have we meal prepped? Is he well? Do we need to book doctor's appointments? Is everything going okay at nursery? Do we need to think about his clothes? What do we buy? All of that type of thing are still things that come to me naturally. But I'm also trying to navigate my career at the same time. And I can understand why women choose to focus solely on the household, because that is a job in itself. But for the woman who is also working, you've got your career and you've got your responsibilities at work that they're paying you for to think about.
I do some thinking. I do some anticipating. But the extent to which you do it, I can't keep up.
The struggle is so real for the woman, because your mind is just going in so many different directions. Where maybe a man can go to work and he can very much compartmentalize work and he's in work mode and that's all he's thinking about. As a mother, you're thinking about, okay, I've got my job to do right now, but what's Jerry eating when you get home? Has he got the right clothes for nursery tomorrow? Who's, all of these questions that you're asking yourself.
So for us, is that I've said to Anna, look, okay, fair enough, I get it. You think about the household a lot and you do a lot of the anticipating, but you can anticipate and outsource. So you can outsource some of those things to me. So I can help with the planning, I can help with the doing, I can help with other things, because I might not be able to think about everything as fast as you do, but I can execute as well. So I've had to encourage my wife, when you think about things, drop me a text, put it in the spreadsheet, put it in our to-do list, and I'll sort it out. So
those are the struggles that we wanted to call out in this video in International Women's Month, because the first step is acknowledgement and awareness of, yes, we've come so far, but actually there's still struggles that we as working women are facing. And I think we just wanted to call that out as part of the first video. Like, our next few videos will be more about solutions and how we've been able to navigate it in our relationship, but we wanted to call out the struggle. And just because there is a struggle, it doesn't mean that it wasn't a choice. Like, for us in our family, it's something we've chosen to do. We've chosen to both work full time. We've chosen to provide a certain type of lifestyle for our family and our children.
You just want to go on more holidays.
I do not want to be restricted in this life. But the reality is the cost of living crisis is real and things are becoming more expensive. So actually, where it was easier to decide to have a woman stay at home and take full-time care of the children, now for a lot of families, that is a very difficult decision to make, and you cannot make that decision. So actually, for a lot of women, how do you work together in your household so that your marriage still works, so that your household is still very high functioning and able to, you know, be fruitful? Like, we still want to have healthy marriages.
And still feel like you can still be present for your children the way you want to be present for. I think that's a key thing about this. It's like, yes, it's a struggle, and then you have that dichotomy of, you know, career versus your children, but it's still feeling like you can kind of thrive in both. And sometimes there might be seasons where your career is doing really well and you feel like you're not as present for your kids, and sometimes you feel like your kids are doing well and you need to prioritize. And I think it's just that juggling act. And working with your spouse to be able to, you know, strike the balance and ask for support when you need it, etc.
But one thing we have to do is go in with our eyes open. It is a struggle, and it's something that you need to be fully aware of, and you need to still find a way to be intentional at home, because the number one thing is your family. So that's one thing that we have been really intentional about. We share content about it on TikTok and on Instagram, just how we are so proactive with our son, and we feel like we do that more because we know that our time is very limited. So yeah, we hope that video was relatable. So we'll see you in our next video. Don't forget to subscribe to our mailing list. We've got newsletters coming out in the next few weeks. We're excited to share with you some exclusive content. See you in our next video. Bye.